Hello and welcome, all you lovely people. This is Robert Boss, and I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our 299th episode of the Masterpiece Made Easy series. If you are new to the show, what we're about to do today is grab our paintbrushes and a big dollop of imagination and make a masterpiece. And as the captain of this ship, I'll provide you with some helpful suggestions along the way. So if you're ready, let's grab our brushes, our paints, and our positive attitude, and let's begin. Before we set sail, it's important to be well prepared. So, make sure you have your trusted paintbrushes, your palette, your canvas, and most importantly, an active imagination. For everyone at home, the paints that I'm going to use for this painting will be the following. Everyone's a Sap Green, 4 minutes past midnight black, After an Indian Yellow, Titanic Iceberg White, Time of the Month Crimson, Dick Van Dyke Brown, Ultra Space Marine Blue, Ebony and Ivory Black. As you can see, we're using a much smaller palette today, a minimalist palette, one with more focus than a broad potential of colour. And with all that out of the way, let's talk about the canvas we'll be using in today's painting. I will be using a 36 by 48 inch double prime pre-stretched canvas. You can, of course, use whatever size you want, and I will encourage you to experiment and find out what works best for you. Before recording, I covered the whole canvas in a very, very thin coat of Titanic Iceberg White. Now, the reason why I cover the canvas in Iceberg White is to make sure the canvas is smooth and wet, and to help to mix the colours right into the canvas. You'll find that, with the help of your friend, the Iceberg White, that your whole painting experience will be easy and stress-free. A lot of you have written into the show, wanting to know about possible shows coming into their area. And as popular as they are, I am sad to say that due to circumstances, I won't be able to do any shows or demonstrations for some time. I know that this might be disappointing to a great many of you, and I too am disappointed. Anyway, let's not stay with that type of thinking. And let's start with our painting. Today we are going to be painting a live model. Our model today is just off camera. Unfortunately for you at home, you can't see my model, but as I paint, I'm sure you'll see it come through. Just an unfortunate byproduct of television. Just as I can't see your wonderful models, you can't see mine. I wish that I could be with all of you in your homes, painting alongside you, having a happy, relaxing time, getting to know you and your art, and to enjoy this great day. Starting with some 4 past midnight black, I'm going to cover the whole canvas. Covering the canvas in 4 past midnight black will give our model a night mood. Wow. Look at that black. It goes so easily onto the canvas with the Titanic Iceberg liquid white. It just blends with the liquid and blends all the colours together in a very pleasant to paint and pleasant to see kind of way. Once you've done with adding the background of black, we will now move on to the focus of our painting, the model. The colour that I'm going to use for the model will come from our palettes After an Indian Yellow. It's a strong and vibrant colour, and will show up strong against the black. You, of course, can use whatever colours you choose. It is, of course, your painting. But before we do anything else, we've got to clear our brush. So remember to be very generous with the wash, taking great care to remove any of the colour you have just used. And once done, we of course are going to beat the devil out of it. We do this, one, because it's fun, and two, because it clears all of the excessive liquid from the brush and gives us a new start. Don't we all wish it was that easy, to just wash it all away and start again? My painting today will use a lot of After and Indian Yellow, with a lot of the canvas dedicated to this shape. Our model is in that tone of skin. It is slightly on the giant size, so I'm making sure that I represent that accurately with the paint. So, adding the yellow to our brush, we're going to start with some crisscross strokes, creating that large round shape that mirrors the model perfectly. I think the larger we go, the better, ensuring that true likeness. Now, for those at home painting live models as well, ensure that the lighting that you have in the room with you is matched within the painting. Make sure you use the right shades and highlights in order to capture the model's true likeness as closely as possible. Now, as you can see, we've spent quite a bit of time capturing the model's most important shapes of, and within a moment, shared between the art and the artist. The model's position is very important with a painting like this, and if possible, the model should stay perfectly still. Like a statue or photograph. I imagine that at home, your models, whether they are objects or pieces of fruit or even a loved one, have remained in their sitting positions while you have been painting them. Mine, I'm afraid, has moved since the painting began, and I'm going to have to adjust it so that it aligns with the painting. Hold on one moment, my happy painters. I will be right back. Stay fucking still, you sack of shit. You are going to stay here, stay still, and be painted. And you are not going to say a goddamn word. Whew. Happy thoughts, happy little thoughts, happy thoughts, happy little thoughts. Now, it's time to add the details to the painting. This part takes careful and deliberate motions of the brush to ensure that you create the right effect with the right amount of strokes and the perfect painting. Well done, Robert. It's all out now. We're going to be adding to our canvas the color red, more specifically, the shade Time of the Month. A very feminine but striking shade. So, just going to add some of the Time of the Month red to the palette and to my brush, and then we're away. Here we go. a nice tone of red, very lively and very real. With the adjustments I have just made to my model, I'm going to go ahead and adjust the painting to match it. With the amount of red that's just emanating from my model, the gushing of red, let's go ahead and be very generous with it, making sure that areas of interests like the face, the arms, stomach, and genital areas are covered with the paint in the way they do with the model. Switching to a smaller brush now, it's time to get some of the finer details. Some of the areas where there is a lot of the time of the month red need also the tad and removed fleshy skin tones, and the darker void spaces where utensils and other sharp materials have moved clear through the model into the background. The finer brushes will allow for that detail to really pop. Here we go. Here we go. I would like the model to remain quiet, please. I don't think it needs me to beat the devil out of it again. 'Cause I will. I would like to take this time, whilst beginning with the finer details, to discuss the theme of the painting. Not all paintings need themes. Many can just be for fun, or to relax, or for practice. The painting that I'm capturing today does have a theme, and that theme is agony. Agony is an interesting theme. It is such a raw feeling. It has so many complex elements of the body and the face. Agony can come from so many sources as well. It can be the loss of a loved one. It can be a disease or illness. It can even be something as ordinary as the cancellation of a show. A beloved show. A show that has been running for many, many years, and was cancelled with weak and emotionless reasons. This show doesn't need someone young or youthful. This is art. Art is experience. Art is love and pain and growth. What would a guy in his 20s know about any of that? Shut up, Stephen. I'm sick of your excuses. Hence the bleach gag. What you have done has caused me agony. You have taken everything away from me. The least you can do is allow me this. Allow me to put on one last show for them. For them, Stephen. What was that?
Mr. Boss, this is the police. Please release Mr. Jones, and you will not be harmed.
My. I have always loved my time here on the show. I have loved talking to each and every one of you over these many years, as you have watched me paint all sorts of wonderful paintings. And I have enjoyed reading all of your letters and seeing some of the incredible pieces that you lovely people at home have made alongside me on our creative adventures. I am afraid that this is the ending of our friendship, dear viewers. This is the end.
Mr. Boss, please release Mr. Jones, and lower any weapons you may have, and you will not be harmed.
I cannot live in a world where there is such agony, such injustice. Therefore, this will be the last of Masterpiece Made Easy. There is no coming back from this. And with that, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful time. You have filled my life with such joy. I can't possibly explain to you how much each and every one of you have meant to me. This has been Robert Boss. This was a Masterpiece Made Easy. Thank you, and good night.
This is the police. Lower your weapons.
I will not surrender.
Threat neutralized. Hostage deceased. We were too late, boys.